Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. I hope the Lord has been so good and so faithful to you this past few weeks, and I hope your week is going amazingly. So, I just really want to share something that's really close to my heart, just something that's been on my heart this past few weeks, and just a moment in my life where I've been reflecting on, and the Lord is leading me to share with you guys. So, I pray that your life is being touched by my words today, and not really see me, not really see my power, but see God power moving through my life. That's all what I want you to see, how powerful and just how amazing God is, which lead us to our topic for today, the power of putting God first place in your life. And really, the verse I would like to share with you guys today is taken from Romans 6:33. It says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." You know, um, I feel like as we go through in life, it's so easy for us to get this concept of what the Bible is talking about mixed up. We start more so we more focus on the gift rather than the giver. We put more of our attention to the things God have given us, to our talent. Sorry, let me pause the music. We put more our attention to the things God have given us, to our talent, to our work, school, education, whatever it is, and we lose sight of what really matters, of what really important. And it's a really powerful verse in my life because God have showed me this verse and how powerful this verse can be first class, first hand. Just sharing a little bit of story throughout my high school years, my freshman to junior year of high school. Those moments were really a tough moment for my life. It's really freshman and sophomore year, just because I really just moved into a new country, and I felt so alone, so away from my family all around the world, which they're all around the world. I felt so alone, and I just felt really depressed and sad. But and then I found this new thing called running, like cross country. Like, what is cross country, dude? You run across the country or something? That was my first impression when someone told me, oh, you should join the cross country team. I was like, huh? But I found this new thing like running, and I was so passionate about it, and I was excited. I took all my energy. Just also before I even started running, I've actually been struggling from severe, really bad eating disorder. Just after I lost my mom, I was just trying to control everything that I could control, because I felt like there was a lot of things that happened to me that I cannot control. I couldn't control me losing my dad at 1, or me losing my mom at the age of 12. I couldn't control me being like in a strange country, with my family all around the world, because everyone is trying to make a living somehow. And so I just try to control everything that I can. And it was my eating. I had severe, really bad eating disorder. I was pretty much borderline anorexic. you know but when I started running, and it was like a new thing I found, I was like, oh my goodness, so I'm gonna put all my energy into this thing. Running technically quite heal me from certain part of my eating disorder. And I took more of my energy trying to focus on running, putting all, like, you know what, I told myself I cannot control everything that's happened to me, but you know what? I could control this. I could control running. I could put in the work hard, and I will be the best runner in the whole freaking world. I can put in the work, and I'll see the result. And I put all my energy and everything I had, all my sadness, everything, my anger, everything into running. I work hard. I sleep, wake up running, breathing running, and everything like that. But it was really disappointing because just throughout, from freshman to junior year of high school, after, even though I was putting all this work in running, I couldn't see any results. I would do the workout great, amazingly, crushed everything. And when it comes to a race, I just could not finish a 5K. I could even, I don't know how many 5Ks I did not finish throughout my whole high school years. I did not finish more than I did finished. you know I mean, that's not something that is like a happy moment for me, because those were really dark and depressing moments. I wanted to quit running like 100 times already, because I have this big hope. I'm putting all this work, and I'm expecting to see results, but I'm not seeing it. Right when I get in that on that course, the cross country race. I run the first mile, and then after that, that's it. I'm done. Everything shatters. I cannot keep going anymore. My legs and everything felt done. My coach always used to scream, "Oh, Brenda, it's only in your head." I'm like, "Coach, it's all my body, God." But I don't. Of course, I didn't say that, but that's how I was feeling. And it was just really sad because every single day I go home, it's like it's embarrassing and shameful. And I'm also just like heartbreaking because I'm putting in all this work and I cannot see any result. Like junior year, I just got really mad and frustrated, and I was so sad and depressed. Really, I was really sad and depressed. And like I would cry myself to sleep like after every race, every single race. I mean, I would cry the day before, the day after, and the day next to, weeks and weeks to come. It's just like a roller coaster, just keep on going. And I got to this moment, I was like, God, I'm so done. You say you will bless the work of our hands, and I'm putting in the work. I'm doing everything I can. Why am I not seeing the result? I'm doing this work. Why can I not see the result, God? Why are you not blessing me? I was upset. And back in my head, this still voice, I just heard God talking. God is like, He speaks to us in a little still voice. It's not like loud, like, "Oh, Brenda, thou shalt do." No. Like in a little still voice in my head, I could hear God saying, I was like, "What am I doing wrong, God?" He said, "You are doing everything wrong. I say, put me first, and everything else shall be added added unto you. But you are putting running first. You are seeking running first. That's where everything goes wrong. You putting all your energy to this thing that cannot sustain you. I can sustain you. I gave you the bread of life. I made you in my image. I want to have a relationship with you. I don't need you to have an idol about running. Like a lot of us, back in the old days, people have different idols that they worship and stuff. Now it's a worse because we have so many idols. We have like fame, we want to be famous. We have like this gift, we want to work out. We have different so much stuff. That is our little tiny gods that we worship. And running had become my own little God that I worship right on God. And God is a very jealous God. He don't like that. And He was like, "You're doing everything wrong. Seek me first. Stop putting all your energy in running. I gave you that gift. And I want to see you succeed. But I also created you because I want to have a relationship with you. And I want to be first place in your life." That was a hard concept for me. So I started like reading my Bible more. I started more trying to forget about all which have happened, to let go of all the pain and heartbreak. Let go of the pain of losing my mother that I still carry around with me today. Just trying to let go of all that pain and also all the disappointment of racing and all that stuff. The loneliness, the depression, letting all that go and going to God. Be like, "God, this is me. Take me as I am. I'm not perfect. But you love me. You love me still. And you want a relationship with me." So I started working with my relationship with God, growing deeper, putting Him first. And as He slowly started working in my life, transforming my life inwardly, I could see the change happening inwardly, and people could see the change happening outwardly. I become more loving, more compassionate. The people I couldn't stand before, I actually started talking to them. I'm kidding. But because it's easier so much when you start to love people, when you see God in them. It's hard sometimes to just want to love somebody for who they are. Sometimes you have to, God created everyone in His image. So when we start looking in the image, when we start seeing the image of God in people, even though sometimes it's hard to find, it's easier for us to be loving and compassionate and forgiving towards those people. And that's what started working in my heart, that transformation. And, when I came back, senior year of high school, it was fire. It was gone, Like, I started winning cross-country races, one state meet. Well, I didn't really win the cross-country state meet, but I won like three track state meets and stuff. And, got on the podium and stayed for cross-country. Never thought that could happen. Break 19 and ran low 18s in the 5 year, and just all that, just that transformation. I did not do anything physically differently, but my relationship with God was transformed, and because that was transformed, everything else fell right into place. And that's what this verse right here talking. That's how powerful putting God first place in our life is. Once we put him first, everything else follows, everything else flows. It's like an order. This and this and that and that. Once we start disorganizing that order, then we start facing chaos in our life, and our life started going in every which way where we don't want it to go, because we don't have that linear relationship with God. And I challenge you today. I don't know where you are with your relationship with God. I challenge you to dig deeper, to genuinely want to get to know your Creator, because He created you and He wants to have a relationship with you. And every gift that God have given to you, He wants to see you succeed. This one thing that always, God always told me, like, Brenda, now I'm changing my name to Hidasa, which is I have a lot of spiritual meaning behind it. It's like, I want to see you succeed more than you want to see yourself succeed. I created you, I gave you that gift, and I want to see it manifest in your life. But first, put me first, because I have the power to do the things you cannot do with your physical body. I have the power to make all your wildest dreams come true, because I gave you those dreams, and I want to see you succeed. But just come to me. And I still struggle with it sometimes. Sometimes life would get hectic. I would lose sight of what really matters to me, what is really most important, and trying to focus on the little things that is meaningless, like the things that are temporary. Then something happened, chaotic happened, and I go back to God. It's like, this one thing I really love about God. Even when we pull away from Him, He always still draws us back to Him. And I would not change anything that happened to me throughout my high school years, because throughout those moments of pain and depression, I was able to draw close to God. I was able to create a deeper relationship with Him. And sometimes things happen in our life. It might not be the most pleasing situation. It might not be. But God always somehow turned it for our good. I 100% believe this verse. It's like everything work out for the good for those that love Him. Because it truly does. Because I've gone through some tragic situations in life. But when I always look back and see what God was doing, I might not see it at that current time, but when I always look back a few years from that moment, I am like, God, I see it. I see what you're trying to do. So I want to challenge you today to just take a look at your life. And I don't know what you're going through, but I promise you, take it to God. God is going to make it right. He's the awesome God. He loves you so deeply, unconditionally. I would never experience any relationship with others than the relationship I've experienced with God, because it's supernatural. And it doesn't matter what I do, sometimes it doesn't matter what I do sometimes. I know that God still always loves me. So I challenge you today to have a relationship with your Creator, to stop trying to do it by your own strength, because sometimes you can make it work, but it's so much harder. It's way easier to just take it to God. He makes miracles happen. He's an awesome God. And the things that you cannot do with your own power, when you have Him, that's possible. He makes the impossible possible. And I've seen that in my life. Spiritually, physically, financially, everywhere, I've seen God working through me. I always tell people, I have no idea who I would be right now without God. Who I would be right now if I did not have Christ in my life. I had no idea. But I know for sure it wouldn't be somebody that I liked. I always tell my friends, I'm not a good person. Trust me, I'm not. By my own, just with me, I'm not a good person. But Christ changes that for me. He's making me becoming more like Him. And He's good. I'm not. He's good. So you just see Christ through me sometimes. So have a great day. And I pray that you have the courage, you have the will to be able to put God first in your life. Thank you for listening.